All right. First off, everybody relax. Everybody relax, including you. I know it's tough there, Sergeant Carbali, to relax on a big day like this. And for everyone in attendance, don't let the small size of the crowd fool you about the impact that Sergeant Carbali's had across Minot. And I hope in some small way to share how he's had a similar impact across the Air Force. So first of all, thank you all for your attendance today and for being part of this special ceremony. A particular thanks to our distinguished visitors, commanders, leaders, and airmen of Team Minot. Ceremonies such as these do not happen on their own, and let's give a special thanks to everyone involved from protocol, Chaplain Rupp, and the JDC staff. How about another round of applause, please? And for the guy who hit play on the national anthem. That's always a key moment. And then I'd like to say another welcome to the family. So Sergeant Carbali's wonderful children, Emily, Angelina, and Isaiah. Sister Venus, who I know flew in from Toronto. His Uncle Richard, his aunt and uncle, Griselda and Jeff. Thank you for attending. I know this means a lot to Sergeant Carbali. And really, hopefully, I can tell you a little bit about his career, maybe a few things you haven't heard about what he's done. So what a great day of retirement. I know it's not a day for sadness. I always say it's a day for excitement about what's coming, and it's really to honor what's happened in a long and distinguished career. For the kids, for Emily, Angelina, and Isaiah, most of what I say today about your father, you probably have never heard from him, as most who serve never go home and brag about their accomplishments. You must remember that the United States Air Force is an all-volunteer force, and your father stepped forward and did his part to protect you and his country that we all love. So as you leave Minot to hit the road for Colorado this week, I challenge you to never forget the accomplishments of your father and to make sure you pass it on one day to your children so you'll know that he served with distinction. That's my challenge to the three of you. Master Sergeant Carbali's record includes the Meritorious Service Medal he's going to receive today, 4 Air Force Commendation Medals, 5 Achievement Medals, the Military Outstanding Volunteer Service Medal, degrees in psychology, social service, and business. But that's not what defines his career. This is truly a career centered on 2 words. 2 words that if you listen to nothing else and you take away nothing else, please remember these 2 words. Selfless service. To his family, his country, and his fellow airmen. Sergeant Carbali was born in the Philippines near Clark Air Base, where his grandfather Armando worked in various jobs. Sergeant Carbali looked up to his grandfather and actually used to sneak onto the base, he tells me, to shine shoes and make a little bit of money. But even way back then, as he was exposed to the military way of life, he started thinking about a future life in the military and service. He found that it appeared to be rewarding, and he was very interested in that at a young age. So at the age of 12, his family moved to California, where he arrived in the United States on the 4th of July. So a date which must have a very special meaning for you coming from the Philippines. He eventually moved to Quantico, Virginia, where he enlisted in the United States Air Force in 1996. I'm not sure how the Marines didn't scoop you up living in Quantico, but maybe that's a story for a little later.
They almost did.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. They're good at recruiting. That's one thing that they're very good at. So after technical school, where he trained as a transportation management specialist, Sergeant Carbali was assigned just down the road to Grand Forks Air Force Base, North Dakota, for his first real assignment, where he worked in a supply warehouse. Big events during his time at Grand Forks includes getting a car, which he said made life easy, and getting married, which we all know can make life very hard. And I'm not sure if those two events really cancel each other out in the big scheme of things for easy and hard in life. He also sandbagged for 30 consecutive days, responding to a Red River flood, and was awarded the Humanitarian Service Medal. And for those in the family that do not know, that is not a medal that's given out lightly. There's very few individuals who go a career and get that medal, so that was a big accomplishment for his efforts. And if you sandbagged for 30 days in a row, did you have one of those sandbag fillers, or was it just, whoo, thank God, because 30 days of sandbagging is a lot. That's back-breaking work. So.
Like the one in the desert.
Yes, yes. His performance report stated, he is the recipient of numerous letters of appreciation for unselfishly donating his off-duty time and efforts to base and local civilian communities. Selfless service. In 1999, he moved to Eielson Air Force Base, Alaska, where he served for 4 years. And this is where Emily was born, came into his life. He loved fishing, a love he's had since his time as a kid in the Philippines. He got to do that a lot in Alaska. And he really liked how it didn't get dark completely at night. I've been there for a couple weeks. I didn't really enjoy that. We get a little bit of that here at Minot too. So that's pretty neat. He also voluntarily deployed, selfless service, to Saudi Arabia after 9/11, where he was able to see his father for the first time since leaving the Philippines. His father was the exclusive chauffeur to the Saudi royal family, and Sergeant Karbali was able to catch up with his dad. His supervision described him as always exceeding standards, exemplifying and projecting the image of a super airman. And he also played on the base champion intramural. Anybody want to guess the sport?
Basketball.
Look at that. Look at that. Family knows. I don't think I would have guessed that. I'm not going to say it has anything to do with him being vertically challenged. But I'm going to pick football, tennis, golf, but not basketball. So he was part of the intramural basketball champion.
He was a guard, sir.
We got to have guards too, don't we? Sergeant Karbali eventually returned to the States, and his family moved to Seymour Johnson Air Force Base, North Carolina, where Angelina was born. This is also where Sergeant Karbali cross-trained into the equal opportunity career field. Once again, he was thinking about fair treatment of others instead of selflessly thinking about his own career. He told me he's always been interested in helping people, and he felt like this change of career was his new calling in life. He was described by his supervisor as an outstanding airman with a professional attitude that radiates to other airmen, causing them to respond with full effort. He also raised $500 in a bowl-a-thon to support the Lighthouse of Wayne County. First, the basketball champ, and then a bowling champ. What a talented... So after 13 months of retraining and out-processing, Sergeant Karbali moved to Cannon Air Force Base, New Mexico, where he sewed on Staff Sergeant and worked in the Equal Opportunity Shop for the first time in his career. Now, if you know anything about Cannon, not a lot of people have very much good to say about Clovis, New Mexico. I've been there for about 3 hours once, landing a jet and leaving, and there really wasn't much to see. And Sergeant Karbali, when we chatted, was no different, but this is where Isaiah was born. So it's not all negative memories if you look back. He was recognized as the 27th Fighter Wing Diamond Sharp Performer, NCO of the Quarter, and he received